Hey guys, so this video is inspired by this month's theme for the YouTube Artist Collective, which is Steampunk. I was looking at the YouTube Artist Collective Facebook page, and whenever I saw what the theme was, I knew I kind of wanted to get in on it, which obviously I'm not like an official member or anything, but I wanted to see what I could maybe do with the theme, and I've kind of always wanted to kind of jump in on some of the other themes, but just never quite got around to it. And I've been kind of sort of lacking in ideas a bit for finished pieces, so gave me something to kind of work with. Although the theme, Steampunk, and all the artists in the YouTube Artist Collective kind of said this, is kind of a really broad term. It's not really, like, quite as directioned as some of the previous themes. But that was kind of okay to me because I haven't really done any steampunk art, or at least not for a long time. And not quite like this. Like, maybe I would do like a character with some steampunk kind of clothing, but not something like this that actually has like a background and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, I went through a lot of different ideas and did a lot of planning for this. I would actually probably say, like, the planning was maybe the bigger part of this. Actually, yeah, I would definitely say that. I went through a couple different ideas. Like, my first idea was, of a group of kids, on some kind of, aircraft, like flying bicycles or something. And, it'd be very steampunk kind of world and stuff. And then I went through something kind of similar where it was just going to be of a boy, building that kind of an aircraft. And, which probably would have been my second choice. I just didn't really take the time to, explore that further. I wasn't quite sure I could actually even pull up the perspective that was in my mind either. But, and then after that, I came up with this idea of, two people, kind of like this, would be, escaping on a motorcycle away from some kind of creatures, but I felt like it didn't incorporate enough of the steampunk element. So, after that, I knew I wanted to have a gas mask. For whatever reason, I just like drawing gas masks. And whenever I thought of that, I thought of apocalyptic art and stuff like that, where gas masks are something that appear in both steampunk and apocalyptic genres of art and media and stuff like that. And I guess you could sort of say this is where that kind of sprung out, was a steampunk apocalypse kind of world. And I did quite a bit of concepts that weren't really all that necessary, of what that would kind of look like as far as the creatures and stuff go. So I kind of went for a little bit of a zombie approach, but more like robots, I guess. And I kind of worked around that for this composition and idea, which leads me to my next point, where I wanted something with a really strong sense of story, or a pretty strong sense of story. So that was something I've been wanting to do. That's something I've been wanting to do in my art a little bit more, which I do think I kind of do that, but I don't know. I wanted this to be maybe a little bit more stronger, I guess. So the idea here, you know, it's pretty obvious, you can see for yourself, about these two hiding from one of these zombie robot monster thingies. And I have that map there on the right to kind of show that they have somewhere marked to go, and to have that aircraft be there, like, in the light, to show that that's kind of like what they want to get to. They want to get into that aircraft and get to wherever it is they need to be going. But you've got that robot there, you know, with his little blue eye searchlight thingy, and so, you know, they've got to figure out how to get past him to do what they want to do. And whenever I came up with this idea, it was very, like, concept art thing that I can't really do. Whenever I thought of it, I was like, wow, this is kind of ambitious. I don't even know if I can actually do it. But whenever I have those kind of ideas, I go for it anyway, because, I don't know. I get kind of bored, I guess, like, if I don't challenge myself pretty frequently. And I was like, well, nothing, like, I know I'm not going to be able to forget about it, so I might as well go for it. And the way I figure it, too, is if I ruin it, or if I, like, can't do it, I can always return to the concept later, whenever, like, my skill set is more equipped for this. Okay, so I think I rambled on enough about that. I would actually probably say the biggest struggle here was just doing the coloring in general. Like, I had an idea in my mind of what I wanted, but again, the whole thing was very ambitious and I wasn't really quite sure how to do it. And in the end, I wouldn't really say that I exactly succeeded, but I didn't fail either. Just sort of what was in my mind is not exactly what ended up happening, and that is, again, just kind of from not having the skills or knowledge to exactly be able to pull off exactly what I wanted, rather than just sort of like poor choices or like stupid mistake. And I can't really point out exactly like what I wanted to be different, because like I said, I kind of really gave it my all here, so I don't really know what I should have done differently. I just know like that it's not exactly what it's not quite as strong as what I envisioned. Like, the level of danger is not as strong as I would have liked. Maybe well, I think it's more than this, but for one thing, I think maybe the robot thing could have been backlit a little bit more, but even just pulling off, like, the light, yeah, like, I don't even know. It's one of those things where I just kind of don't know enough to be able to figure out, like, what exactly I could have done better or differently. But I don't think it turned out bad either. I think I kind of did, like, really push myself to my limit and did kind of, you know, push myself to do the best I could. You might also notice that I pause a lot during this, although it's probably not quite so noticeable since it's sped up, but that's because I kept like sitting back and just evaluating what I was doing, because I was so unsure. If you see me like jump around an image a lot, you know that I am probably trying to test out colors and see how they're going to work with each other, and things like that. And whenever, maybe I'm the only one who's like this, but I have a lot of trouble just kind of working with earth tones in general. Like, I don't know. Also, you know, I just want to mention this. I found out just a little bit ago that I actually hit 50 subs I think I'm at 53 right now, and I just want to thank you all for that. That came like kind of out of nowhere. I feel like I just had 25 like not that long ago. Also, I kind of want to point out that whenever I go in with the metallic pens, which I actually forgot about until I was already done, and I was like, why didn't I use my metallic pens on this? This is like the perfect thing to be using these pens for. So I go back in later and use them, and made a mistake on his hat. Like, there was supposed to be one dot there for the little antenna thingy on his goggles, and for whatever reason, I don't even know when it happened, like I noticed it afterward, that I got like a little dot of the silver pen like on the middle of his hat, and I tried covering up with a Copic, but it does not cover at all. Like, it was there to stay. So there was that. So yeah, not much else to talk about, I guess. Like, the only kind of idea I have, here of what's going on is, like, that this guy is, like, a bounty hunter of some kind, and I wanted to make sure that this was visible because it was a big part of my planning was that he would have a prosthetic leg, and I don't know, maybe he's escorting this girl somewhere or whatever, I don't know. So, okay, I think I need to wrap this up. We're almost done. Thank you all so much for watching, and allow me to start that again. I hope you enjoyed this, and I really enjoyed making it and really pushing myself to my limit with this one. And if you liked it, comment and subscribe and all that. I really appreciate all that. And I'll see you next week. Bye.